What up, guys? Welcome back to Off the Record, where we talk about whatever we want. And today we're gonna talk about what do we learn about ourselves.
I like how it's like whatever we want, and then you have a topic.
All right. You know what that's like? What? That's like when you ask your girl like what you want to eat.
Yeah.
Anything. You're like, what about Taco Bell?
Except for that.
Anything but that.
Oh my god.
I heard there's a trick to that.
Is there?
What is it?
So it's like when she's like, "Oh, what should we eat?" and then you'd be like, "Can you guess what I'm thinking? I know you're gonna like it." And she's like, "Is it this?" And then you're like, "Yep." And she's like, "Yes."
Oh shit! I might try that.
Yeah, see if it works.
Okay.
I heard that's a trick. I don't know.
Make it into a game?
Yeah, make her kind of re-engineer the way she would actually come up with an idea for once.
Yeah, because they do know. Sometimes sometimes you don't know.
I don't
really.
think so. I've been with Gio for what, like fucking 12 years now. Then she never knows.
She just knows everything she doesn't want.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know what she wants.
Yeah, it's funny when we come over and she's like, "Anything," and then you're like, "This," and she's like, "No." And she's like, "Just order, it's fine." And then she's like, "I'll just eat later." And then and you're like, "You didn't get me food?" I'm like, "Oh, this is crazy."
Yeah, because for me, when I say anything,
You saw the whole thing.
it's
go down.
literally anything, you know?
Yeah.
Like she'll even try to say something like as if it's gonna throw me off, like pizza. I'm like, yeah. I said literally anything. But for chicks, because it's just not Gio, but I hear it a lot, and I think that's why it's a meme. It's so
It is a fucking meme.
yeah, it's crazy. It's like no matter what you say, it's
No. It's like they just ask you to shut you down.
I'm the same where I'm like, it could literally be anything. If you want to go to 7-Eleven, just go through the fucking aisles and pick shit. I can eat that for
get a bean and cheese burrito.
Yeah, we could do whatever. Or just chips and cookies, you know?
Yeah.
But I think they like it when you're decisive. Decisive?
Yeah. Not really, because I'm really decisive, because I really like food.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'll be like, I know what I want. I want fucking linguine and clams. And then they're like, ew, no.
The best.
When restaurants are open, my tastes are a little bit more expensive. Because I like restaurants, so I enjoy that spot.
Damn, you bougie fool.
Not even, I just enjoy, they're not even expensive, but it's just people like, let's go to this nice restaurant. Let's do this. And it's like, you can order a few different things from there. There's like a lot of things to order.
Yeah.
But it's like kind of an adventure.
Yeah. You know what?
Continental breakfast. Ooh, France.
The one that I thought was like, oh, these restaurants are fucking done, and I start to see them pivot, that was crazy, are the Korean barbecue spots. Because you know they have full-on stations, right? And I'm like, oh, you guys are fucking done, because you can't do this to go.
Yeah.
And then I see these motherfuckers start moving the stations outside, and I'm like, that is crazy. These guys are down.
Last day of lockdown,
Yeah.
we went to get some Korean barbecue.
Oh, tight.
Yeah.
Dude, I miss it though, cause like all the Korean barbecue spots I go to, like Quarters like arguably one like the highest quality ones you could get.
Yeah.
Fucking okay. Like I don't want to say anything bad, so but it's like it's not what it's supposed to be. So it's like if you're not going to Quarters for that quality, go to somewhere else. Because you're not able to grill it, they just cook it and bring it out.
Oh, that's not the same.
It's not the same.
No, there's spots though where it's just basically a restaurant outside in a tent.
But that's what I'm saying. So go to that over Quarters.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you're going for that experience, that's even if it's a cheap $10 spot, it's gonna be way better than you spending $100 at Quarters.
Man, I feel so bad for a lot of the restaurants that aren't gonna survive during
So many closed down.
It sucks, man. It sucks how it went down like this.
It's crazy how some of these restaurants were like the most popular spots. So like, I go to Portland a lot. I go to Portland as much as I go to like Hawaii. Like every year we'll go to Hawaii, every year I'll go to Portland.
Are their laws as strict as ours too, or more?
I'm not too sure. I think it's pretty strict in like the liberal areas. But Pok Pok is a Thai restaurant, right? You can't get seated for like 2 or 3 hours. It's super popular. They close it down.
Oh, damn.
All these other restaurants are like closing down all over the place, all over the country. Even big like celebrities that have restaurants, like with David Chang.
Yeah. Oh, he had to close a couple.
Or
of
he
them.
was in development of a few or one, I think in like Washington D.C. or something.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly where.
Yo,
but-
Soup Plantation is never coming back, man.
That place doesn't need to come back.
No, I love Soup Plantation.
You love
The corn, the cornbread and the butter, the
Everything, dude. Like I love vegetables. Plus, like going there.
But their vegetables are shit.
Nah, like so, like growing up, because my dad had a store in a mall, so I basically grew up in a mall, right? Like we'll go there all.
Oh, with like food court food.
Food court food would have a thing called Fresh Choice, and then that like is literally the exact. I think they're the same company.
It could be like Hardee's and Carl's Jr.
Yeah. So it's like fresh choice, red tomatoes, and then what was it?
Soup plantation.
It's literally the same exact food, same layout, same trays, everything. But we'll go get the soups, get the salad, fill it up, and then you get like the pizza that they make.
Oh yeah.
Get that in the soups.
Woohoo!
Would mix the half clam chowder, half chicken noodle soup.
Oh shit.
And then you go and get the fucking soft serve ice cream, put a shit ton of Oreos and mix it
Yup.
up. Oh, dude, that place is one of the reasons I'm fat. That and Hometown Buffet.
Dude, did you used to, you know how they have baked potato? So you smash that fool up, you go to the chili, you pour that on top, sour cream, cheese, all that. Oh man, you smash it up. That shit was really good. Oh, but
there's ways of being fat in healthy spots. You just have to have the right mindset. You have to be poor too. I think growing up, like that gave me like mainly being fat, but that gave me like the incentive of being like these dope spots. Like get like the protein out of it. Get the
Damn.
good stuff.
Does your family still own the furniture store?
No, this was like I think maybe 7 years ago we stopped.
Oh fuck! Imagine if they had that now. Because I heard a lot of furniture stores were hurting too.
Yeah, I think like most people don't want to shop retail. So I think this year it was like the craziest record for online shopping, and I think especially furniture stores, most people just buy it online now. Man, it'd be
Plus,
crazy.
our shit wasn't like IKEA stuff. It's like stuff that you'll have for years and pass on. And it's like we literally had I think like $2 or $3 million worth of inventory that we just had to give up.
Damn.
And then so it would be like, because our rugs would be like $20,000.
Dang.
And it would be like once every 2 months, one baller would just come and just was walking around the mall and saw it and was like fucking pull out hella cash and be like, let me buy one. And it got to the point where we're just selling them for like.
Was your dad stressing the fuck out the whole month and finally when he sells a rug, he's like, oh, thank God.
I don't know. My dad can go not pay, like somehow they're like, you didn't pay rent in like years and he's still like working.
Shit.
I don't know. My dad's frugal, but like crazy at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the restaurants that are like the ones that have been like the hot spot in that city, those ones going down, those ones break my heart.
yeah.
Yeah. It just sucks because there's just people that actually did well during this time. Like all of a sudden their business wasn't doing good. And then like it skyrocketed because of COVID.
Like Zoom? I feel like because people are like doing Skype, right?
Yeah.
Probably the guy that invented Zoom was like, how am I ever gonna beat Skype?
Well, fucking FaceTime.
Yeah, and for some reason, boom, Zoom blows the fuck up.
Because I heard boba shops, they were like some that weren't doing so hot before quarantine. But afterwards, it started to like really pick up because they were like, what do you want to do? I don't know, just go grab some boba.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think the hard thing is, so imagine like all those spots that relied on a bunch of like, say like these people that worked like serving. So a lot of restaurants are also just open takeout only. So they don't need the servers, they have to like furlough them or whatever. So it's hard.
Dude, so Gio's favorite vegetarian place is called Happy Fam on Atlantic.
Oh, that place is good.
That place is really good. But I even see them starting to diversify. Like you go in there and because we order takeout there from sometimes, there'll be a table and then you could buy like some sandals or you could buy like some fucking some matches. Because I think for them, they're just not getting the amount of traffic. So they're like, we gotta sell some shit to keep this place alive.
I think once you kind of like figure out like say your business and like adapting to the times, it is almost in a sense like definitely I would have lost sleep to not being able to sell things.
Yeah, if you own like a brick and mortar business like that.
Yeah, and then once like you kind of figure it out that like it, in a sense almost be more calming that you can start your business back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of my friends who are food bloggers, they've been working in partnership with like restaurants that need help.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
cool.
They'll just come in and just like all of a sudden promote it on TikTok or whatever, and it's like a line out the door and like rescue these shops. So they're just going all over California doing this stuff.
Would you say that's calming for you?
Good segue.
I'm just trying to segue.
Because today's video is brought to you by Calm. If you're going through some problems, you're up late at night, you need some sleep, and you're just kind of like, man, I don't know what my business is what's gonna happen to my business. We have this awesome app called Calm where you can actually get some sleep because 2020 has been a lot. And we could all benefit from the less stress and more sleep in our lives. It's so important to take care of ourselves and invest in our well-being during the times of anxiety. And that's why we're excited to partner with Calm, the app designed to help you ease stress and get the best sleep of your life. And when you relieve anxiety and improve your sleep, you feel better in every part of your life. Calm has a whole library of programs designed for healthy sleep, like soundscapes, guided meditations, and over 100 sleep stories narrated by soothing voices like Stephen Fry, Kelly Rowland, and Laura Dern. Over 85 million people around the world use Calm to take care of their minds and get better sleep. And if you go to calm.com/offtherecord, you'll get a limited time offer of 40% off a Calm Premium subscription, which includes hundreds of hours of programming. Get the Calm app and experience a transformation in the way you sleep.
For the listeners of the show, Calm is offering a special limited time promotion of 40% off a Calm Premium subscription at calm.com/offtherecord. That's 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library, and new content is added every week. Go to calm.com, that's calm.com/offtherecord.
Oh yeah.
I think one thing that like quarantine and like this year has taught me is to really just like in a selfish way, like focus on myself, the things that I want to do, but all like in a sense that helps out like everyone around you. But like this year was the year that I was like, fuck it, just life is short. Do the things that you want to. I want to get tattoos. I want to get my teeth fixed. I want to travel. I want to do like.
That's true. You did a lot of like transformation stuff.
Yeah, and it's cool because it's more of who I've wanted to be.
Nice tattoos and teeth.
I got this. I got this. I got this.
Wow.
I got this.
Wow.
Would you say
you went all out at once, dude?
Yeah, I'm getting a bunch more too.
If like let's say 2020 didn't happen, it was like a normal 2020. You don't think you would have got all those things?
It would have prolonged it. But at the beginning of quarantine, so I was talking to our friend from the gym, the one that got us on drunk cooking.
Yeah.
Drunk history.
Yeah.
So then when I was talking to them.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to be on that too. I was so excited.
So I was like, I wanted to get into acting, right? So I was like, fuck it. And then that just, like, life happens like that. Or he's been saying like, oh, like, let's do stuff. And he's always like, send me your scripts, let's do this.
I was going to play a world famous Japanese weightlifter.
Really?
Yeah, because he works for
You know Tommy Kono?
No.
So he's actually American, but he's Japanese American.
Oh.
But there was a drunk cooking on Comedy Central. Drunk history on Comedy Central. And so they needed a guy to play like a Japanese weightlifter, and I was gonna play him. I was so excited.
Yeah. So then
Because of COVID?
Yeah, so everything got shut down.
So then, because of that, I was like, we're just talking. I was like, I want to get tattoos and like all this stuff, but of acting. And they're like, dude, you can cover it up. Like, obviously, like smaller scale, they'll probably pick someone that's not fully tatted or whatever, just so it saves some money. But like at the bigger scale, like they're not gonna turn down like anyone. Like they can easily do makeup on things, and most of the time
they put makeup on The Rock, 50 Cent all the time.
Yeah, so it's like I can wear a shirt and cover it up. So it's like simple things that you can do, or just like it's so easy. Like when I go back home, like just put some to my more like Muslim family.
Your parents don't know.
No, my family does. My mom was so excited that I got her name tatted.
Oh, that's her name?
Yeah, because she was like, no, don't. And I was like, I'm gonna get your name tatted. She's like,
it's your.
And she started drawing her name and she sent it to me.
Is that her handwriting?
She's like, oh, my son loves me.
No, she like drew it because there's different ways of writing it, but this is the way that Afghans would. And like in Arabic, it's like spelled like this.
Do you go left to right or right to left?
Right to left.
Arabic looks so tight, dude.
Yeah, it's super sick. So I definitely want a lot more like Arabic on me. And then I was saying I wanted my grandma's name, and she's like, please get that soon, just so you have like some like protection with you, like her name with you always. So
you have your family or your mom's name on your left? Okay, this is my family name on the left too.
So it's like it's close to your heart. That's why I got
same concept
down here.
Close to my heart.
And then, but it's like everything that I wanted to do, I'm like, just do it, you know? And then things that kind of like, it reshaped my thinking of what would actually make me happy. I think kind of like you too, or like all of us, where it's just like traveling more, hanging out with family, being with friends or whatever it may be, that I've kind of got time to really figure out and think. Because I was more in the sense of like, all our work is like, say, social media. But like, you kind of get caught up in that world of like, especially me at a young age with like the people I hang out with that are like literally the people we talk about in all these things. And then I'm like, that's what thing, but I see them not being happy and I'm like, what's actually gonna make me happy? So I got to see from both sides of like,
more followers isn't gonna make you happy or more money. I think like for 2020, it's been like a giant, almost like a reset for like the whole world. And I think people, they thought they're bound by these unnecessary like strings.
Yeah.
And I think for once, everyone's like, oh shit, I don't need to be bound by these things.
Yeah.
Like people that used to have to go into work every day, they're like, wait, I can actually work from home and live anywhere. And I think that's a pretty big game changer. Our society is going to change now because we can still operate without living close to the big city. Minimalism is becoming more accepted instead of like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah. And a van life exploded.
Yeah.
Whole new entire like industries that were just kind of simmering or like boom, like everyone's like, oh, that's tight.
Yeah, things that I thought was
Things are
cool.
correcting itself.
Huh?
It's weird, like the stuff that you're into.
Yeah.
It's like it's correcting itself, where it's like almost taking a step back, but like it feels like we were going this way and we went this way, but we went back to actually go this way. Like the technology that we're using isn't like as important, and we're going like less. It's weird how it's going both ways in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, like when I got into this stuff like 7 years ago or something, and then I've always kind of watched it, but I was like, oh yeah, when I retire or like maybe later. And I don't know why I always had that mentality.
Yeah.
Of like, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough this. I have a fuck ton of money. But like in my head, I don't have enough, you know? I mean, that's when I was thinking about it. Like, it's like there's a lot of people who do this with very little or nothing. I mean, the whole idea of it is like to not spend anything. But then in my head, I'm constantly thinking like, oh, I don't have enough. Like, I'm too poor. But it's a poor mentality that kept me scared instead of like, no, you do have enough. Why don't you just do it? Yeah, I think that was a lot of it was unnecessary fears and limitations. Because I always thought that whatever I set my mind to, I do it, right? But then this was a big awakening for me where I'm like, oh, I actually was afraid to just pull the trigger on a lot of things, or I felt like I didn't deserve it. Like I shouldn't be camping with my friends because I have all these other things I gotta run. But I'm like, really though? Did I really have to? I just couldn't focus and give myself that time to breathe. Because even if we are going out and doing something, the back of my mind, I'm thinking, should I be filming this? Or like maybe
Feel guilty, huh?
Yeah, like should we be working? We have so much stuff we gotta finish, and like, yeah, it was just unnecessary pressure that I created in my own mind.
Yeah. I like, because I think we're definitely, like, it hit everyone pretty hard at first, and then like some people bounce off good, some people realize that they like reallocate money in different areas and not spending it. I've had friends that kind of got hit harder because they literally just lost all their work, but they've changed it. So one of our friends was a teacher from Seattle, and then when he moved out here during COVID to be closer to his family, everyone wanted to be a teacher online, so then he couldn't find a job, so he turned to reselling. Go to vintage shops, do that, and he's making way more money than he ever was. I had other friends that just looked around their house and they're like, I don't use this shit anymore, let me sell this online, and started becoming frugal, but now have the necessary knowledge of how to do that.
Yeah.
So, because like there's a lot of people that just been hit super hard where just like, I might lose my house, I might do this, that they turn to things that like, America especially, we have so much junk that we don't need just lying around the house that we could get rid of like most of it and like be happy.
It all depends on like the job. Like some jobs got hit hard.
Yeah.
And then we have a friend too where the minute COVID came around and then there was like COVID pay in the hospital, he's like, fuck yeah, I make $75 an hour. I'm like, you make $75 an hour? That's fucking crazy. He goes, this is awesome.
Yeah, because they're getting like hazard pay plus COVID pay and all that stuff. And it's crazy how like...
As a nurse, I'm like, God damn, you're balling. He goes, yep, I'm saving.
That's like double, right?
I think he was getting triple. Because he also works at like one of the best hospitals. So I think it's just everything has like layers on top of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
It's kind of like how death is pretty close to us. Like we know people that's like not in our circle, but like a friend of a friend or someone who's passed. And then that is a wake-up call to like, hey, life is short. And some people, you can tell, like, do they get extra paranoid now and extra careful? Or do they go, well, fuck this, I'm gonna like live my life because life is short? And then you kind of see how like everyone's dealing with it differently. There's, you know, some people that are like, all right, I'm gonna go into my chamber and just wait until all of this dies and I'm gonna come out alive when the apocalypse is over.
Yeah.
And then some people are like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go into the fire and see if I can survive.
I have this friend that's
just weird.
Her dad's a doomsday prepper, or like that type.
Yeah.
And I was like, he must be so fucking like rubbing in your face now.
He's like, I've been telling you for 30 years.
Yeah.
He's like in his fucking cage that he built underground, and he's all like, I told you, bitch!
Do you have all these cans of chili for fun?
Yeah. I don't even like chili.
I know.